Partaking in the global climate policy debate in the 21st century is like stepping into a dimly lit room where people are screaming at each other. Voices bounce off walls and ricochet back towards the center from different directions. In that cacophony, it is difficult to perceive any sense of urgency, importance, or significance. In many respects, it would be rational to hold our hands to our ears, urgently seek out a corner, and wait for silence. If it were not for the increasingly clear screams that a fire is burning in the basement and all exits are blocked. Then they talk about the patterns of the argument being being confusing and all of that. I got into this conversation in the early 2000s, this whole climate change thing, and at that point, it was a lot of the science of climate change. There was a lot of debate that time actually, whether this was in fact happening, and if it was, whether human beings were responsible for it. And that conversation went on. In 2005, I think it should have been August, we have, it was called Hurricane Katrina. Many of people would remember that. If you are not born, it is fine. You hear about it today. But then after Katrina happens, and then in 2006, there were also a number of things. And by the way, many people in this room might know that in 2006, we had the COP in Nairobi, right? At that point, many of us covered climate change. Well, I should say few of us, because it was countable like this. You could count, right? And so there are many people who are in this town but didn't even realize something important was happening in Nairobi, COP12, that happened in 2006. But that same year, climate change was actually designated as one of the most important terminologies of that year, in 2006, because that's the year also, later in the year, when Al Gore had Inconvenient Truth, a film that many people resonated with, that tried to go beyond the science of climate change to